First podcast of the new year.
And what a year it's going to be.
What a year it's already been. So many things have happened in the past 3 days.
All right, well, why don't you catch us up?
Oh, I'm just saying hypothetically, you know?
Oh,
You could say, oh, so many things have happened in the past 3 days, and people can just come up with their own things in their head.
that's true. But since this is our podcast, we should be able to tell people.
No, I'm subscribing to the way that written works work, where somebody's reading it and they can build a whole magnificent world without the author having to draw any pictures. That's what this podcast is about. People can build up their own stories and wonderful escapades. We don't have to do anything. We just have to put that idea in their heads that so many wonderful things have happened in the past 3 days.
I think you're supposed to guide them somehow.
This is the modern way of doing podcasting.
I see. Give them nothing.
Exactly. Nothing is better than something. Sometimes.
Well, then perhaps we should just sit here for an hour.
We can do that, yeah. It's avant-garde podcasting.
Well, there you go. So?
1 hour of silence.
All right.
No, okay, fine. We can do a proper podcast.
All right, let's do it right. Let's do it right.
Oh, I thought you had something to say.
No, I have nothing.
All right. Well, perfect.
Yep. So this avant-garde thing, it's going to work. It's going to work swimmingly.
Exactly.
Well, since we don't have anything, I guess we should just jump right into Canadian inventions.
Do we still have more Canadian inventions to talk about?
Oh, I have so many Canadian inventions left to talk about.
Really?
Yeah.
You went through the film and animation and technology.
All we've done so far is food and film and animation.
What else is there?
You think that's all Canadians can do?
I don't know. I feel like that's their forte.
We just eat and watch movies?
Yeah. We're not lumberjacks or anything. Canada doesn't have any of that. Survival specialists, none of that. Hunters, no.
As it turns out, we actually...
What would you consider, which section has the most inventions? You have the lists open, right? Which one is the most prevalent?
Food had a lot. Sports, music, and entertainment has a lot.
Okay, but those are different from technology, right?
Yeah. Transportation and mobility have a lot. There's a few categories here with a lot. Canada is a big place. There's a lot of Canadians. We can invent things.
It's a smorgasbord of people, of cultures. It's a multicultural place.
That's right.
If people weren't aware of that, Canada is a very multicultural place.
Yes, we are.
Are there any torture devices? Did Canada ever invent anything torture device related?
No. I'm not cherry picking here.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a section for...
Let's talk about Canadian inventions in the communications sector.
No, come on. That's related to technology as well. Let's talk about something that's more down to earth.
Okay, well, let's talk about...
Celebrities. Those are down to earth, right? Celebrities. Let's talk about... Michael J. Fox is Canadian. There we go. That's a good one. Did you know that when I lived in Vancouver, there was a burger place nearby? I forget what the name is, but there was a burger place nearby. And apparently it was Michael J. Fox's favorite restaurant in Vancouver.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a little factoid. Oh, and also a restaurant. Went to a restaurant several times. It's a vegan, vegetarian type of restaurant, but it was apparently frequently visited by Keanu Reeves. Ooh,
oh, yeah?
Yeah. And he was a nice guy, according to the people who served him.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Oh, there you go.
We got confirmation that Keanu Reeves is a nice fella. But yeah, go on. Let's talk about, I don't know. Come on, what other sections are there for invention? Something that's...
Okay, here. I'm going to tell you the sections, and you can pick which one we do today.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. We got communications. We got defense. We got domestic life and fashion. We got science and medicine. We got sports, music, and entertainment. Tools and manufacturing. Transportation and mobility. Animal breeds.
All right, let's do domestic and fashion. That sounds exciting.
All right, let's do domestic and fashion. Here we go. Canadians invented the alkaline battery.
Well, look at that. I mean, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? Like the double A's and triple A's?
Yep.
Wow. So Canadians are the ones to blame for the horrendous waste caused by people constantly replacing their double A's and triple A's or not being able to find triple A's for their remote controls.
Yeah, but batteries were a huge technological advancement, and there's been very little advancement in that space.
Yeah, we still use them, right? We still use double A's and triple A's. I mean, sure, you can argue that you can replace them with lithium rechargeable ones of that same form factor, but ultimately, it's still probably easier most of the time.
He actually
for most
also
things.
okay, so he did invent the alkaline battery. We did invent the alkaline battery. The guy's name was Louis Uri. He
Uri?
invented in 19 Uri. He invented in 1954. He also invented the lithium battery. So
Wow, so he's a double threat.
that's right. But we've made very little progress in battery technology. It turns out it's very difficult to put a lot of power into, people think like, oh, it's been, why can't we get smaller batteries and all that kind of thing? And it's just, turns out it's actually quite hard to put a lot of energy into a small container and, keep it there.
Yeah, I wish they could just use nuclear power. I mean, just put a little bit of nuclear power in that little battery, and you're good. Honestly, I would accept the potential for death if it meant a smaller battery.
I think it would be a very high potential for death.
You never know. That's the balance you have to take,
I think it would.
right? If you just reduce the size by, let's say, 25%, so now it's 3/4 of the size, this little battery of yours, but the power output, it's going to be significantly more. What is the potential for death in that case? How likely is this little nuclear reactor inside this confined space? How likely is it to explode or melt or whatever the term would be for this happening? I think it's pretty low. I think Big Airy is keeping us from nuclear batteries. Let's be honest.
You think that's what it is, huh?
Yeah. Does Airy have heirs?
What are you talking about?
The person who Uri, however his name is pronounced.
I don't know, but he died in 2004. So,
Well, okay, but I wonder if he has heirs that prevent people from doing stuff.
anyways, he did it when he was working for the Ever Ready Battery Company, which is now Energizer.
Oh,
So,
okay. So Energizer is he's the one in the bunny suit
yeah,
until he died, and then he was replaced. Or maybe they don't have the bunny anymore. He couldn't keep on going.
true.
You ever use those Energizer batteries that or even went to a store where they had them in the open, where it's like you can press something on them to say how much charge is in there?
Oh yeah, that was always a pain in the ass. I wonder if I don't even know if they still make those.
Wouldn't it take some power to do that? So you keep doing that constantly,
Probably.
you're just draining the battery.
Yeah, but the power it uses is probably next to nothing.
You know what? That's a YouTube video right there. You get one of those batteries and you see how long it takes to drain it by doing that constantly. Just sit there
Well,
for
there you go.
20 hours.
There you go. Get to it. Here's something that is kind of specific. We invented the capote, which is
Like Truman Capote?
it's a long wrap style wool coat with a hood.
Okay.
You know those big heavy ass coats with the hood, usually the little kiddies wear.
Like what Kenny wears in South Park?
Yeah, like what Kenny wears in South Park. Yeah.
So it's like what's the difference between that and a parka? Aren't parkas really big coats as well?
Now let's see.
Oh, it always fascinated me to figure out how to call certain pieces of clothing. You know, the more complicated ones, like what's a blazer versus what's like an overcoat, blazer, jacket. What's all the difference between them? Or even things that I'm not aware of.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, I'm just saying in passing. That's something.
Gotcha.
It's a missing piece of knowledge in my head.
It says parka is a type of coat with a hood, often lined with fur or faux fur. It's usually hip length.
Hip length, but this one is, you said, trench coat length.
Oh, I did not say that, but
Well, you said it's a really long one.
I said, oh yeah, that's true. I guess I said long wrap style wool coat. So maybe just the parka is like fur, and capote is
Oh, it's wool.
wool. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Yeah.
So there you go. So we got some coats. So Canadians did some coats. We had to get through those harsh winters, which seem to have since vanished.
That's right. Canadians are not famous for their igloos anymore. Those have melted long since.
Yeah, that's right. Here's a semi interesting one. Actually, we made the first colored coins used in circulation. I don't know exactly what they mean by colored coins, but
Just the fact that some coins are only plated with the metal rather than made entirely of
oh,
the metal,
okay.
maybe?
Okay, so what it's referring to is like
Oh, the loonie being yellow.
no, in 2004, for example, we made quarters that had a red poppy on them.
Okay, I remember those, but that's not okay, fine.
So just things like
I
that.
wonder how
We
much
put
those
real color
cost to
on her.
make. I wonder how much extra they had to add to put that color on them.
Yeah, I don't know.
This quarter cost 30 cents.
I have a few colored coins technically. I went through a very brief period in life where I bought some of those specialized coins
The quarters, the special edition
from the
ones.
Canada Post. They were in quarters. So I have like what do I have? I can't remember. It's been so long, but I think one's like a $20 like Superman coin. I just have some superhero ones. They're like $20 coins, I think, or $10 coins, but they cost me like $100.
But man, they're probably priceless now.
They're probably not gonna be worth anything.
Are they in mint condition? Did you keep them in their sealed containers?
Yeah, they're still all sealed.
I think they're probably worth at least double what you paid for them. Come on.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'd have to look.
They're not like Beanie Babies. This is actual like hard metal currency thing.
It is, but I think the thing with a lot of coins are, unless they're really sought after, they're not. A lot of these special kind of coins, if they're not really sought after, are really just worth what their face value is.
But they're not their face value, it's not actual currency then though, right? So their face value is
No, it's
zero.
real currency. No, it's real.
Are you
real
saying
currency.
you can pay you can
Yes.
pay for $20 using this coin instead of an actual $20
Yes.
bill? Wow.
I don't know if places will accept it, but they should accept it because I think you're required to accept legal tender.
Wait.
But
How big is it? How big is the coin?
it's hold on, let me
Is
see
it
if I can grab
is it
one.
like a
'Cause I think
chocolate
they're
chip cookie, like one of the
Hold
large
on,
ones?
let me look and remind myself. Give me a second.
Sure.
All right, here they are here. So I got a Superman one.
So Superman, because I think that's one of those. I always saw Superman being highlighted as one of the things that Canada did. You know, those heritage moments.
Yeah.
So that's probably it, right? Like you don't have any other. You said you have superhero ones, but like how many do you have? Because I thought Superman was the only one.
No.
Who
There
else?
were a few.
Who
I
else?
didn't even end up getting the whole thing. So I got a Superman one. I got a Supergirl one.
Oh, she's also Canadian.
I don't know if they're Canadian. They don't have to be Canadian for them to make them.
Oh, okay.
I actually have another Superman one. Why I got so many Superman ones, I can't remember what was going through my head at the time.
You love Superman.
I got a classic Superman one. This one's a little more modern looking. The Superman coin.
Looks like Henry Cavill.
No, but more modern. This is another. I must have been a Superman series or something I bought. Because this is another Superman one. I don't know. Sometimes they do them in series. This is another Superman one. Actually, they're all Superman.
See, I told you. They're not allowed to put Batman or anybody else on.
Oh, they're iconic Superman comic book covers. That was the series that I bought.
Well, that's cool. So wait, how big are they? How big are they? Are they the size of a cookie?
Okay, so anyways, how big they are? They're probably slightly larger than a toonie. They're probably slightly larger than a toonie, but they're probably about 50% thicker.
So let me think. That would be like what, 2 centimeters diameter? Is that what a toonie is?
Sure, I have no idea.
I'm just trying to paint a picture for people who don't know what a toonie is.
Oh,
But yeah, 2 centimeters, like maybe 1.5 times the diameter of a bottle cap.
yeah, there you go.
And thickness wise, probably like half the thickness of a bottle cap.
They're pretty heavy.
So you can smack somebody with one of those.
They're legal tender. They got the queen on the back, just like regular.
Still? Oh my god, man! Wait,
What do you mean still? I got this way long ago.
But do the new coins that come out now, even just like regular old currency that Canada uses, do they have the king on them now?
Yeah, they just started though.
Wow, that's like what an honor for the king, right?
Actually, this one's a bit smaller. This one's actually probably closer to the size of a loonie. So the one is $10. This one is, I don't know how much this one is. I can't see.
It's like those silver dollars in America, right? I always heard about those In The Simpsons, for example, they talked about silver dollars. I never knew what those were, but apparently they are legal tender as well.
Yeah.
But they're like special currency.
Yeah, and they actually are worth some money. We have silver dollars that are, sometimes donors send us stuff. We have some silver dollars that we're holding on to that are worth a pretty penny.
Were those silver dollars sent by Americans, though?
Actually, a lot of, yeah. And then really, unless they're special circulation, the nice thing about silver dollars is because they're silver, you actually get the price of the silver from them instead of...
Oh, they're actually made of silver.
Yeah, that's why they're called that.
I thought they were just like, silver looking, silver plated or something. But are they fully there's no...
Yep, fully silver.
Wow.
Fully silver. So you can use them as... So we have a fairly heavy silver stash, and some are bars and some are
oh, wow.
coin form.
That's impressive. It's like a treasure. Do you put it in a treasure chest?
No.
Come on, you should. That'd be fun.
No, we don't do that.
Like a little pirate treasure chest. In a highly Catholic place.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think so. But anyway, so I know they're not just Superman, because I remember there were like Avengers ones, and like they have a lot of coins. Usually you get them through Canada Post. I think you can get them right from the mint, but you can get them through Canada Post, and some of them are quite expensive, but they're all colored, and well, the ones I'm looking at right now are not all necessarily. There's a Queen one. You get $5 pure silver coin, a Queen Elizabeth II for $35. There's no superhero ones, it doesn't look like right now, which is too bad. But yeah, so I kind of went through a kick there, but they were friggin' expensive. So I was like...
Was the kick for the investment purpose, or just because you like superheroes?
Well, it was a time when I was reading the comics and all that kind of stuff, so I don't think they're going to be particularly valuable.
You got to check, though, because I think they're at least worth their double their original price.
I'd have to check. I haven't kept up with it. I mean, it hasn't been that long. I would say less than 10 years, so it's not like I would sell them right now. So
no, I get it.
if I want to find out what the value is, I'd probably wait till I was like...
You're going to bury them.
60, that's right.
You're going to bury them with a little map that you're going to divide up into multiple pieces and hide throughout the world.
That's right.
That's going to be worth more than anything.
Exactly.
The proper treasure hunt.
True. All right, so there we go. So, see, you were skeptical of that category, but it gave us the most conversation.
I wasn't skeptical. That's the one that I thought was going to be the most interesting, because usually domestic is just everything. So there we go. Everything under the sun.
Easy Off oven cleaner was invented in 1932 in Regina. So if you clean your oven without sticking your head into it, you can thank Easy Off.
Wait, what do you mean you don't have to stick your head into it? You still have to spray inside, right?
Yeah, you just aim down there and shoot. That's the nice thing about sprays.
I don't think I've ever used something like that. But yeah, cleaning an oven is a pain.
Right.
That's why I never use it.
There you go.
That's how you keep it clean. You never use your oven.
Egg cartons were invented in 1911 in British Columbia.
Wow, really excellent soundproofing device.
There you go. That's right.
Wait,
yeah,
so
were
they like, this was just the typical egg cartons, nothing? So we're still using the ones that were made back then.
Well, let's see here. 1911, newspaper editor Joseph Coyle invented the egg carton to solve a dispute between a local farmer and a hotel owner over the farmer's eggs often being delivered broken.
Yeah, how did they used to deliver eggs? It must have been miserable to try to do
egg baskets. Eggs were carried in egg baskets.
That's what they mean by don't put your eggs in one basket.
That's right.
Because they'll break. Why didn't they change it to mean like put them in a carton instead?
I couldn't tell you. It doesn't say what they look like, though.
Well, I mean, it's probably, the form seems pretty
And then it said in
school.
1921, Morris Kopelman, doesn't say who or where, or doesn't say where, patented an improved version made from cut, folded, and glued cardboard and functions similar to today's egg cartons. So presumably whatever you made in 1911 wasn't quite what we use these days. It was probably more like a basket-like thing that still had like grooves and all that and allowed them to be separated. But it probably wasn't particularly padded or protected. But still, we led the way.
Exactly. We're pioneers.
Very often the first product is not representative of how it is, 100 years later. So
exactly. It's also the one that doesn't make any money.
That's right.
That's the second
exactly.
product in the chain.
Speaking of stoves, we invented the electric cooking range.
Okay.
If you're a fan of electric ovens, of electric burners, all that fun stuff,
As opposed to gas powered.
yeah, you can thank Canadians.
I don't like electric powered. I prefer gas.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people who do. I have an electric one, but yeah, I don't really. I prefer the
You
gas.
can light a cigarette on a gas one.
True.
Can't do that with electric.
I don't know why that matters to you, but yeah, there you go.
You got to have your options open. I mean, it's not just cigarettes. It's lighting matches. It's lighting other things on fire. The ability to light things on fire from within the comfort of your own home. It's very convenient. And if you need to make a quick exit and make it explode your home before you make the exit for whatever reason, that's possible too with a gas oven. You can't do that with electric. What may be a fear to some is a getaway plan to others. So that's why I think we shouldn't get rid of gas-powered appliances just yet.
Yeah, but they're going to. I'd probably say less and less new homes have gas powered appliances.
Here, though, it's surprisingly, so the building I'm in here in Portugal, it's brand new, and you have the option of a gas hookup, and the gas is basically, because there's a wall where all the meters, all the electric meters are, and all the gas meters are on the other side. And you can tell, of course, that not many people have hooked it up, if any, I think, since I checked last time. But the fact that it's there and gas is still actually it's a much more affordable way to do things than electricity. So people still use it. It's still provided. So I don't think it's going away anytime soon here.
I think that's going to stop though. I think you're wrong about that because Europe gets a lot of their gas from Russia, and Ukraine just turned off the taps. So I think your gas prices are going to. Now I'm not saying Portugal specifically, but Europe.
Well, maybe Europe, but I don't. Yeah, I feel like Portugal probably does something else for that. Seems a bit far to obtain everything from way over there.
Oh yeah, you get your gas from Algeria and Nigeria.
Oh, see, look at that. We get it from down under.
That's right. Yeah, so you'll be safe.
We get all the gas we want.
That's right.
If we want to suffocate, we can suffocate.
That's right. You can suffocate. You can get the CO. You can get the CO poisoning.
Exactly,
all you want.
man. It's the best.
That's right. It's all yours. We invented garbage bags in 1950.
Is this another case of the original is probably not what we currently use, though?
Garbage bags were invented by Canadians Harry Wozelick, Larry Hansen, and Frank Plump in 1950.
Took 3 people to invent them?
That's right.
That's crazy. What were they doing? Like, were they trying to invent them?
They were green garbage bags, first bin bags in Canada, ranked 36th among the top 50 Canadian inventors.
All 3 of them together?
Well, yeah. Black plastic bags were introduced in 1950 as star-sealed bags. I don't know what that means. Oh, those are the ones with like the 4
corners.
tabs, yeah, to make it more easy to pop out.
Do you ever use scented garbage bags?
No.
No? I like lavender scented ones. They make the garbage more tolerable for a longer period of time.
Oh, there you go.
But then you have a bad association of lavender with garbage.
That's true.
There's good and bad to it.
So they were polyethylene bags, made him in his kitchen to line their garbage cans. So I think a lot of times people just kind of threw their garbage into bins and then they dumped the bins themselves instead of using the...
Disgusting.
I know, right? So there you go. You thank Canadians for that. Cleaning everybody's garbages up. Green ink. We invented green ink, but it was made by an American, but he was teaching for a Canadian university at the time.
So we're able to say that if somebody was present in Canada while the invention was made, then it automatically counts as a Canadian invention.
Very often, though, like if you're doing it as part of a university thing, the patent belongs to the university. So
no, I thought he was just doing it as a hobby.
It doesn't say one way or the other here, but when I say green ink, namely, I mean ink that is used in dollar bills.
Oh.
So what Americans use, so what colors American bills was made in Canada.
Wow. That's interesting. That striking green color of American currency that makes it all look alike.
Yep. It's French. Suck on that.
What do you prefer? What do you prefer between currency. Like, what do you think? Does American money, do you prefer that?
No, ours is much better.
You prefer Canadian? Why do you prefer Canadian? Is it the color? Is it the material? What is it?
I mean, both. The color makes them easily noticeable
Yeah,
on
that's a big
what
deal.
denominations they are. The material makes it so they don't get ruined in the wash.
Yep. Although that is recent, right? Like 20 years ago, they were just paper still, just like American.
Yeah. I'm talking about current ones. Yeah. We're willing to change it up, which I really like. We use them as rotating historical significance. Like Terry Fox is going to be the new, I think $5 bill soon, which I think is very cool.
It's not all dead presidents like they are on the American bills.
Well, on the same ones
Plus
and all
Ben
that kind of
Franklin.
stuff. Yeah. So I think the Canadian ones are better.
How would you feel if it was the way that it is in Europe, where we get the same benefits? Basically, it's all very equivalent to Canada, except the bills are different size based on the denomination as well.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
I actually don't like that because it's harder to arrange them.
It makes it harder. Yeah, I was gonna say it probably makes it harder to like hold or store or arrange them or whatever.
To stack them up because it's like you're trying to, it's like you have a bunch of pages that are different heights and different widths.
But I think that's really their answer to like blind people, right?
It's true, absolutely.
Whereas Canadians have we have Braille on ours.
Oh, okay, that's right.
But I don't know if I don't know how long that really lasts. To be honest with you, like I could feel it on this $5 bill, the Braille, and I guess because it's made of I don't know I don't even know what Canadian bills are made of now.
It's plastic, I think.
Well, whatever. I don't think it's plastic, but it's something similar enough.
Garbage bags.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. So I don't know how long it'll last, but because it's made of the more durable stuff, maybe it'll last longer. So yeah, we use Braille, but I can see why Europeans use it.
But how does America deal with that then? I guess they're definitely not accessible, those bills.
Americans don't care about
the blind or
isn't.
anybody. Yeah, exactly. They only care about the abled people.
Healthy white male. That's it. And sometimes not even necessarily. The healthy is, a little bit shifty from time to time. They tend to forget about some of that stuff when, in situations like presidents and billionaire influencers. Obvious one is igloos.
Oh, we invented igloos?
Igloos is us.
It wasn't the natives, the native Canadians?
Well, Native Canadians are Canadians.
Well, yeah, but...
The Inuit. Igloos were made by the Inuit.
They should have been... Wait, is Inuit is still okay to say? What's... Because apparently, like, some of those words are now faux pas. You're not allowed to say this and that. You're not allowed to say that and this.
I'm saying Inuit.
I know you're not allowed to say
Inuit
Eskimo anymore.
I'm pretty sure Inuit is the group.
Right. So you're not allowed to say Inuit for everybody who's a native Canadian.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either,
but I'm pretty sure Inuits.
People who lived here before Canada was colonized. There you go. That's what we mean. But yeah, igloos. I mean, that's great. I wonder, do people who live in such conditions elsewhere, because I mean this happens, right, in the north of Europe, close to the Arctic Circle, you do have snow in the same capacity. I wonder what they used, what were their shelters built out of, if not snow in the same way that igloos are made? Or is igloo a specific term for a certain type of dwelling?
So it says here the Inuit or igloos were traditionally only used by people in Canada's central Arctic and the Canuck area of Greenland. It says other Inuit, it doesn't say other places, but it says other Inuit tended to use snow to insulate their houses, which were constructed from whalebone and hides.
Ah, okay. Well, there we go then. Yeah. Whalebone. That's pretty cool, though. But in Greenland still, though, you said, right? They used them in Greenland. Does that mean that
also Greenland.
The Greenland people, they made contact somehow and they said, hey, this is a good idea. Let's build some igloos like those Canadians.
Possibly. I don't know. Going down a rabbit hole that I'm not willing to go down.
You're not going to die on this igloo.
Well, that's not what rabbit hole means, but yeah. More or less. I just don't know. I don't know. And it's not... we'll leave it to the viewers to look up. It's only an hour-long podcast. Can't go into all these. Incandescent light bulb was actually made in 1874 by Henry Woodward, who was Canadian.
Wait a second. I thought this was Thomas Edison's.
Sold the and he sold the patent to Thomas Edison.
Wow, so that's a complete lie then that Thomas Edison was this great inventor. He just bought up a bunch of stuff.
Yes, he did.
So everybody, Thomas Edison is a bad person. That's it. I said it.
Let's find their thing here. Light bulb was fully effective and sufficiently promising. They sold their U.S. patent to Thomas Edison, and due to this, Edison is now known for the invention of the light bulb. Thomas Edison obtained an exclusive license to the Canadian patent, and then he developed his own design with a high-resistance thin filament in a high vacuum containing a tightly sealed glass bulb, which had a sufficiently long life to be commercially practical.
Wait a second. So the Canadian, they make an actual practical version of it, or did they only make a theoretical one and patented it?
Their light bulb comprised a glass tube with a large piece of carbon connected to two wires. They filled the tube with inert nitrogen to get a longer burn life in the filament. Their light bulb was fully effective and sufficiently promising.
I feel like it wouldn't last that long, though, just because it's carbon.
Their light bulb didn't go. They probably sold it before. I mean, the original tech bros.
That's right, actually. This is exactly what a startup does these days.
Exactly.
Makes a crappy product that seems promising and sells it off.
Sells it for $1 billion. Yeah.
Good on them. The Canadians invented that, being tech bros.
That's right. Yeah, that might be true. There you go. Kerosene was a Canadian invention in the 1840s by Abraham Gesner.
So what is kerosene exactly?
Combustible hydrocarbon liquid, which is derived from petroleum.
I'm just wondering what the difference is between that and gasoline. Just the chemical makeup, I guess? Because ultimately they're both flammable and...
It's used in jet engines, rocket engines.
It is a fuel still. It's just a different type of fuel.
Yeah. What else we got? The lawn sprinkler. If you ever ran through a lawn sprinkler as a kid, you can thank Canadian.
Wait, back up a bit. Kerosene is under domestic and fashion.
Yeah.
It's under that category. That's hilarious.
Well, a lot of people use kerosene for like camping and stuff.
That's true. But that's funny. I do find it funny. Lawn sprinklers, though, yeah. I loved those when I was a kid. I would actually play in those.
There you go. So that was Canadians from Elijah McCoy.
Thank you, Elijah McCoy, for giving children...
African-American descent. There you go.
Giving children everywhere something to do in the summer.
That's right. Born free on the Ontario shore of Lake Erie.
Wait, what?
He was born free, because this was important back then. This was 1844.
Okay, fair enough. But on the shore...
On the Ontario shore of Lake Erie.
Like he plopped out?
Ontario.
He plopped out on the shore?
That's right, he just plopped out. He just waded out of the ocean.
Oh, no. No, I just mean like the way it's written, it makes it seem like the mother was lying on the beach and he just like plopped out of her.
Well,
I mean, it probably doesn't mean that. It probably means that it was because it was on the Canadian side, but it's just funny to me that they put it that way.
Oh, if you've ever heard the phrase, the real McCoy, came from this guy.
Oh, really? Wow.
Typically meaning the real thing, has been attributed to Elijah McCoy's oil drip cup invention.
Wow, he did more than sprinklers, I guess.
Yep. One theory is that railroad engineers looking to avoid inferior copies would request it by name and inquire if a locomotive was fitted with the real McCoy system.
That's a compliment. To me, I feel like it's even better than having your company name or brand name be a noun or a verb, like, to Google something. I think being the real McCoy... That's impressive. Come on, that's amazing.
There you go. So there's a little bit of word history for you there. Oh, you asked about parka. So not only did we invent the capote, we did invent the parka also.
Wow. Okay. Different person though.
And that was again the Inuit who did it. Plexiglass is Canadian.
Cool. Plexiglass is a nice invention.
1931 at McGill. It's used all over the place. Was heavily used in the pandemic also.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember now. Everywhere,
all the
covered
grocery stores
in plexiglass.
And all the plexiglass. Yeah. And then some obvious ones: snow goggles. Again, Inuit. Snowshoes by the First Nations. And for all you women who listen to this podcast, the Wonder Bra.
What is the Wonder Bra?
I don't know. It's a bra.
No, but come on, there's got to be
type of push-up underwire brassiere that gained worldwide prominence in the 1990s. Canadians, they made that.
Is it because it has the extra support under wire? Maybe that's why, as opposed to just a fabric-based one.
I don't know. I don't know enough about bras to talk about any of that.
You mean you don't go to the store and peruse bras?
Can't say I do.
I thought everybody did that.
Can't say I do. So yeah, there you go. Those are our contributions to domestic life and fashion.
I would argue those are way more important than the other ones we talked about earlier.
Oh, here's one that actually I skipped over that I maybe shouldn't have. The long pen. Long pen was a remote signing device. Allows a person to write remotely and ink anywhere in the world via tablet, PC, and the internet. So I guess it's like the precursor to like tablet pens and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, is it the thing that the delivery people use when you need to sign something?
Yeah, stuff like that. That's a precursor to that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I hate that thing.
Well, whatever. And interestingly enough, it was created by Margaret Atwood.
Wow, okay.
Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that.
No. But yeah, no, those were good. I mean, I like all that. I like knowing all this kind of stuff. I don't care if they're from science and all that. You know, maybe this is a little more practical, but even the stuff we did the other day, I thought was, or last time, I thought was interesting. So.
Well, yeah. I just mean that usually the practical stuff, this type of stuff, it's more easily digestible. Because some of the animation-related improvements, yeah, you could read about them, but it's better to visualize them in examples, and it's hard to do that. Whereas these ones, it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I mean, everybody's used an incandescent light bulb, or you know what a parka looks like, or a capote.
True. All right, why don't you tell us about the movie we watched?
We watched Marauders from 2016. Spoilers, everybody. This one actually has something to spoil, so if you will want to watch this movie, be sure to watch it before listening to this part of the podcast. I enjoyed the movie. This was, it's like a better Abduction, in the same sense that it's a thriller, action, crime. It's good stuff. And I liked the twist. I did like the twist. I didn't expect it. I kind of had an inkling. There was two possibilities in my mind. But, they pulled it out. The fact that Wells, the newbie, turns out to be the main guy behind it all. It was interesting.
Yep.
You didn't like the movie?
Nope.
Why?
It was not a good movie.
Well, why didn't you like it?
It was too convoluted. There were too many threads. It came off very much like it was too convoluted. There was too much stuff going on all around each other that didn't need to happen. Like the Mims storyline was completely irrelevant to the overall plot.
Speaking about that though, so his wife has terminal cancer in this movie, but by the end of the movie, I found he looks worse than she does. I don't know what they did, or like why did he look so bad? Right at the end when he gets shot, he looks awful. Why? Like he's so pale and just completely downtrodden.
It was just driving him crazy. The whole situation was just driving him crazy.
In a way, it's good that he was put out of his misery. It looked like he was just going to drop dead anyway.
So that was completely useless. Bruce Willis was only in the movie to prop up the movie.
That's true. Yes, that is actually a fact. But I did like his little spider speech. That was fun. Completely nonsensical, but whatever. It worked.
So there you go, guys. If you wanna get the most out of Bruce Willis in the movie, watch the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, because it makes it seem like he's the one behind it all for those 20 seconds.
It's all downhill from there.
Come on, it's interesting whenever... Because Bruce Willis, I find he's always playing the good guy, but in this one, no, he's the bad guy.
But, like, it wasn't a real bad guy, though. That was the thing. Like, you really could have removed that thread, too, and it would have made a difference.
Well, it would. That's the whole point. That's the reason why they're doing all this.
Well, but it wouldn't have made a huge difference, because you also had the thread with the team who killed the other half of the team, but one guy survived.
But that happened because Bruce Willis's character instigated all this.
Well, I get that, but I don't know. It was all too convoluted and completely unnecessary.
Oh, I don't know. I think it worked. I think it worked pretty well. I liked it because it was as convoluted as a Splinter Cell plot.
I don't know if that's true.
It was. It was just the right amount of, oh man, I didn't expect that. I also liked the brief heart-to-heart between Dave Bautista and the FBI, the main special agents. I forget what his name is, Montgomery, when they're at the bar. And then Dave Bautista asks, do you want to talk about it? After Montgomery talks just a little bit about stuff. And then Montgomery says, I just did. And that's the stereotypical man-to-man, heart-to-heart, where they don't actually talk. They just. But at least he asked. At least Dave Bautista did the right thing and asked. So props to them for that.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't.
Who was your favorite character? There were quite a few characters, right? Come on.
Yeah, there were a lot of characters. Who was my favorite character?
You must have had a favorite.
I didn't care enough about the movie to have a favorite.
Oh, okay. I liked Wells. I liked, the guy who turns out to be the one behind it all. I didn't start liking him because at first, this is just one of those newbie guys who's going to do everything by the book, blah, blah, blah. But no, it was actually a nice twist. And he foreshadows a few things by being like, well, are you sure they're not doing the right thing, these guys, at some point when he's talking to Montgomery? Because I did think that it was going to be the detective at some point. I thought oh man, this guy's suspicious. But no, he was just a greedy cop. That's all. Greedy, corrupt cop.
I think it was not a particularly surprising twist either.
I don't know. It was surprising to me.
But a lot of these movies end up that way. Oh, the new good guy is actually the bad guy. Oh, what a shock.
Well, I haven't seen enough of these movies then, because for me, it doesn't happen often.
But he's actually not really a bad guy. He's more like...
Yeah, that usually does
Robin
happen.
Hood.
Well, we knew that from the beginning, though, when we see that they saved the guard's life.
Right, gave it to charity.
Well, they gave it to charity, but also they saved the guard's life, where it's like they have to shoot the guard, but they ensure that the guard doesn't die.
I mean, I guess if you want something that supports current world events or current U.S. events, then this is the movie for you.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's basically exactly what's happening, right?
Yep. Kill the bigwigs, Robin Hood style, whatever.
Unfortunately, not as coordinated in real life, because you could see that these were special agents in the movie.
Yeah.
And they make a big deal about how they move and how they work. That's not the case in real life. We just have Mario's brother doing stuff on the side.
That's exactly. Well, King of the Hill time. Where do you put this one against Pump Up the Volume?
I still like Pump Up the Volume more because it speaks to me at a higher level. But Marauders is good. You know what? It's one of the favorites. So I
Really?
like it more than Abduction. I mean, tell me, do you like it more than Abduction?
It was better than Abduction.
Well, see, look
yes.
at that. So you can't.
It was
you
better
can't
than
say
Abduction.
it's
So
entirely
it's not,
bad.
It's not right on the bottom of the pile.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's still not my favorite. I did like it though. I mean, it's a nice change of pace. We didn't have enough action, I thought, over the course of the past weeks. And so it was nice to have something that I thought it was going to be stupid fun, but it was actually, in my opinion, a bit more intellectual than I expected, even if it was convoluted, as you put it.
All right, fair enough. And yeah, Beautiful Boy's still on top for me. All right, let's do our next movie. Here we go. Random movie generator, take us away. That's actually so funny. So this is from the normal movie generator, and I say that because the movie is Bad Santa.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Billy Bob Thornton.
I heard about this movie.
Yeah, me too. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I don't think I ever saw the whole thing, but I like Billy Bob Thornton. He's pretty funny. It's just he's a little crude sometimes, but we'll see how this one goes. Bernie Mac, comedy. I was gonna say comedy Christian movie, comedy Christmas movie.
Could be Christian. Who knows?
It's not a Christian movie. It's not a Christian movie.
Billy Bob Thornton is Christian, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe. I like Billy Bob Thornton. I feel like he's got range. Like he plays a lot of ridiculous characters. Like in this movie, he plays a lot of like scumbag characters also. But he had that one movie that I thought was really good, which was a biography. It wasn't. I don't know if I call it a biography, but it was a true event kind of thing about a guy who just kind of like a normal, like farmer type guy. Oh, was it the astronaut farmer? I think it was called the astronaut farmer. He built a rocket in his backyard. Oh, I thought this was that's what it's called. I thought this was based on a true story, but maybe it's not. But it was pretty good. And it wasn't a comedy or anything. And he just kind of played like a normal guy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so surprised.
Whoa, look at this. Thornton is a self-described brony, a male fan of My Little Pony. Friendship is magic. That's great.
Well,
so we know where he stands then. He's definitely not a Christian then.
No, I'm not. He even says that. I'm not what you'd call a traditional religious person. Went to the Methodist church every Sunday. You put your little creepy suit on. Wasn't like I paid any attention. Hardcore Christians and atheists, they both say they know what the deal is. Anybody who says I know what happens, I don't believe them. It's kind of my religion.
Friendship is magic is his religion.
Friendship is magic is his religion. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting, yeah. Because when I first saw the trailers or whatever, the advertisements for Bad Santa, I was like, nah, I never want to watch this movie. But hey,
Yeah. Well, now you have to.
well, that's good. That's the whole point of this, is to watch the things that I never thought I'd watch. This is basically along the lines of Gran Torino, where I saw the advertising for it, and I was like, never going to watch this movie. But
It's true.
I have to. It's part of the fun. That's the whole randomness aspect here. And this is what people tune in to this podcast for, is to see us love these movies that we never would have thought we would love. Or in your case, hate them.
Yeah. No, I hate pretty much everything. So.
But hey, you still found some good movies. You found Beautiful Boy
I
there.
did.
That was a good one.
Yeah, we got Beautiful Boy, which I quite liked. So yeah,
one in
finally.
however many it's been. It's not bad.
It's true. That's what I was thinking when I was watching this movie last night. Was like, man, this is like the fifth movie in a row I just fucking hated. Actually, that's not true. This was the third movie in a row I was not a particularly big fan of, because before that it was the Princess Switch, right, or whatever the it was called, and then 8-Bit Christmas, which also was not that good, and then I think before that was Beautiful Boy. So that was the third movie.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this one is up your alley.
Yeah, I think this is a cruder movie, so it's not going to be my favorite, but it'll be serviceable. All right. Why don't you tell us what our first word of the new year is?
All right. This was an interesting word. I thought about it like probably a month ago, even before the New Year's words that you had last time. But the word is humdinger. Humdinger. It's a noun, and it means a striking or extraordinary person or thing. And the example would be, that was one humdinger of a movie.
So where did it come from?
Where did it come from? I mean, it's not de facto, but the theory that I found was that it's a combination of the word hummer and dinger. Hummer being something that's fast and like sleek and basically extraordinary. And I think that's where the car name, the Hummer, what they use in the military, where that comes from as well.
Okay.
But
all right.
the dinger would be like a noun version of ding, which is to strike. So ding in the sense of like the old days where people would say, oh, I'm going to ding you over the head, or whatever people would say. I don't think people use ding as that anymore, but they did used to use it that way. So yeah, it's just a combination. It's slang. I think it was only in the 1900s that people started really using this word. I don't remember where I saw it, though. That's the problem. I think I just made a note of it in passing. But I thought, man, I hear this word sometimes, but I never really looked up what it means. I get it from context, again, that, yeah, it's probably something good, but it was good to put a label to it.
Well, there you go. So now we have a new, nice, good word to use.
Yeah, this one you should use. It's pretty common. I think people still do use it, and I think it's valuable to use.
All right. Well, it's Pokemon's time. Do 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 do.
First matchups of the year.
We are rating the legendary Pokemon cries without knowing who they belong to. We're well in our way to the second round. This is matchup 53 overall between numbers 26 and 39. Here we go. Here's 26.
Well, that's a loud one. Jeez. It's not very subdued, this cry.
No, it's not.
It's whining. Yeah, it's whining, this Pokemon.
But it's a good cry.
Yeah, there's range as well. It's not just
there's a little bit of range.
Boring roar.
And here's 39. Very deep, very guttural.
This wasn't as good as because we heard one that was similar, which was like the cough, the muffled cough, but this wasn't it.
Right.
This was a worse version of that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm going to go with 26.
Going with 26. I actually like 39 more.
Wow, okay.
Okay, so here's the rule. We're going to give it a rank. We're going to give each sound, each cry a ranking that are going to total 100. Raji's going to... You want evens or odds today?
I'll be odds.
All right, Raji's going to be odds. I'm going to be evens. That way it ensures that there's no tie. And all right, let's do it. So hold on, let me decide. All right, you got your pick?
Yeah. You want me to say it?
Yep, go ahead. I put mine in chat.
I put 71 for 26.
Oh, wow, you really like that one, then,
Yeah,
eh?
quite a bit
Jeez
more.
Louise.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I chose 66 for mine, so
Beaten out.
that means yours wins. All right.
Yeah, you always seem
I'm
to
not
be
choosing.
like, you never really go too far. You always pick very timidly
I
close
thought
to
66 was
50-50.
pretty good. I thought 66 was
Well,
pretty good.
yeah, I guess. No, I like this one. It's interesting.
Yep, fair enough. All right, here we go. 54 between 10 and 55. Here's number 10.
Oh, it's another horse. Okay, this one we haven't heard before though.
I feel like that one's very clearly a horse, but like a
It's like the death horse from before,
ice
but
horse?
yeah, this one's slightly
Yeah.
different. It's not clearly the Grim Reaper.
no. And here's 55.
Yeah, I remember this one. Somebody
Bubble Ghost.
somebody whistling in a snowstorm.
There you go. That's actually kind of true. Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah. All right, who do you got on this one?
Play the horse again. It's not as good as the death horse. That one lost before, but
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's good as the
Yeah,
Death
I
Horse.
know.
Is it better than 55?
I don't know. This is a tricky one.
Is it better than its competition? I like the horse. I'm going for 10. I'm going for the horse.
Play the horse again.
All right, let's play the horse again.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
All right, we're going with 10. Matchup 55 between 23 and 87. Here's 23.
Oh, that's an
That
interesting
one's
one.
interesting. That is a very
This is
interesting
like a
one. That
little-
one's new, right? We
Yeah,
definitely haven't heard that
That's a
one.
new one. That's like a Jack in the Box theme backwards in the background, and then you have like somebody flipping through a phone book in the foreground.
It's true. Yeah, that's kind of true. It's like it's like the sound you would hear just in a family. Just,
Yeah, it's just
like you're
somebody
right,
like
yeah. Dad's reading the paper, the fire's crackling, and the kid's playing with a Jack in the Box.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Game Freaks stormed into somebody's home during Christmas and like, hey, do
Yeah.
everything you were doing before. We're gonna record you, and then they just get out of there.
All right, well that's that. Here's 87.
Nah, I like
Standard
23.
rat bird
I
thing.
like 23.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, 23's got
Everything.
23's got a little bit of everything on that one. Yeah, I don't exactly know how that's a cry, but it is.
Yeah, which part of that is
But
the
it
cry?
is.
I wonder.
Exactly. Yeah, there's way too many completely different sounds in this one to be like to come out of the same voice. Yeah, there's way too much going on in that one, but I'm voting that one. Yeah. All right, 23. Okay, last matchup of the day. 56 between 3 and 62. Here's 3.
That's a good one.
That
Nice
one
and
is a little
simple.
bit. Yeah. That's just like a frog who just blew a bubble, or it's like a frog who burped.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
blew
Underwater.
a bubble. Yeah. And okay, it's competition 62.
That's a nice one, but I don't know. This is a tricky one because this one is like a very beautiful Zelda-like sound effect.
Yep.
And then 3 is what you heard.
3 is what you heard. I'm going for 3.
Yeah, I think 3
it's unique,
deserves
it's fun.
to win
Yeah.
because it is unique.
Yeah, it is quite unique. So sorry, 62. You're not getting it this time. All right, there you go. There's our Pokemon cries for the week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.